Hello and welcome to Descript Community Office Hours, starring me, Gabe Michalski. If you want to know my last name, you're allowed to know that information. Welcome to the stream. We do a weekly check-in with our community folks who join us on Discord, Facebook, and Reddit. And this is just a kind of a free-form session to chat with you guys, hear from the community, get feedback, answer questions, demo current and upcoming features, and all sorts of fun stuff like that. Normally I'd have a co-host, my buddy Trevor, who is on our support team with me, but he is out of office today. So we have a special guest. They're not here yet, but they will be joining us at some point during the stream. That'll be one of our product team members, Sherry Lin. She's from the visual storytelling team. That is probably not a super meaningful term to a lot of folks in the audience, but to give you just an example of the surface area that covers is editor tooling is the main kind of remit. So things like captions, definitely AI tools fall under that, but also, audio tools and other types of inputs, media library, things like that. So we're looking forward to chatting with Sherry sometime soon. She'll be joining us. And so if you have any questions about that type of product surface area, please do have them ready. I'll keep an eye on the chat and save any that I see that we can use later on. If you are in the chat, if you're in the chat right now, please say hello. Let us know where you're chatting in from. We'd love to say hi to folks. If you have any like starter questions or just things that are on your mind, like main reasons you joined the stream today, regardless of the guest interview, let us know. And Sherry is here. We're going to add her now. Let's hit the button. Hey, Sherry.
What's up?
What's going on? Say hello to the community.
Hello, Descript friends.
Nobody's said anything in chat yet, but we do have people watching. So silent cows at the moment. Usually what happens is the first 5 to 10 minutes of this are a lot of getting people warmed up, and then the questions start to roll in. But if you're in chat now, tell us where you are from and what you're using Descript for, and we'll tee off some questions for Sherry soon. Thank you for joining us. How's your day going?
It's a good day. It's Wednesday. We just launched the new captions designs, which I'm very excited about. I mean, people have been asking them for a long time, and yeah, they finally landed. They are beautiful.
Before you joined, we're going to show those off in just a minute, but before you joined, I was just trying to describe kind of your role and like the surface area that you cover. And I did share the like internal term that we use, which is visual storytelling for your team. But do you think you could give like a more layman's understanding of what that means and what you cover?
Yeah, honestly, org titles are weird. Yeah. Visual storytelling means no one to anyone else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ask me about what my role is.
Yeah, I feel like I work on visual editing features. So all the things that make your video look pretty and sparkle. And so within the Descript editor, I work on the canvas and the timeline. I work on anything in the sidebar that is visual. So captions, stock media, the elements, like if you want more shapes, that's me. Yeah. And so layouts, all of that stuff, all those visual things are things that my team works on. And we're not a very big team. We actually just lost one person to pat leave. He'll be back. So team of 5 engineers and me and designer, and we're just trying to make Descript as beautiful as it can be, or make it so that you can make videos as beautiful as they can be.
Yeah, I do. I should say for folks who are like joining us in the chat and like will sometimes come to us and go like, hey, what about this really basic feature that you guys should have? Sometimes what happens is we have like people doing incredible work with really, really limited resources. And there are certain things driving those steps. And we'll take on a project like, I think in the recent past year, you were working on like automatic multicam adjustments. And, stuff shifted around, priorities changed, and we had to like delay those plans. And it's always frustrating when that happens, but it usually doesn't mean that we're like, we don't care about the feature anymore. It's something kind of out of our control has come up that we must address, usually. is the case. So, and I'm hearing from just grab a chat incoming from Ward Crispin. He joins us all the time. Just want to share his thoughts here. He's using Descript mostly for polishing 30 to 60-second or 60-minute webinars or 5 to 20-minute interviews at conferences. Now he's also trying to create an avatar news recap. That's very interesting from our weekly town hall meetup. That's super interesting, Ward. I would love to hear more about that. Sherry, you are not super involved in avatars, is that right?
I am not, unfortunately.
Fantastic. So here's what I'll say about avatars at the moment. Though I'm curious how long they're going to be, because they can be a little bit resource intensive to generate. Cool. We're seeing some questions rolling in as well. Looks like more of kind of a basic workflow question. I'm just going to put up on screen right now. If it is a basic workflow question, we'll get to it later. Love Descript. I am in charge of podcasting program, or in charge of a podcasting program at our company. I have 2 video files and 2 audio files, and I'm challenged to bring them into a Descript sequence. Sounds like a troubleshooting issue. Bill, I'm going to flash on screen our support chat QR code. Go ahead and give that a quick scan and chat in. Agents are available right now to help you with this. I will absolutely, after we show some features off, show you how to deal with this situation. But I do want to respect Sherry's time, and I will get to this after. This is like not our normal kind of supporty conference call, but I will address this during this call. Let's go ahead and get into just a little bit of the stuff that you came here to talk about. Hello, Lala. Thank you for joining us. I am going to pull up my Descript, I believe, so that you can walk me through the new captions design. Is that right?
Sure. I can pull up mine either or.
Okay, cool. I have like a thing prepped that I can use.
Okay, yeah, go for
it. And use it. And we also get to look at our good friend, Marcelo. Yes, welcome.
But honestly, also happy to talk about anything else.
Yes, we will.
Captions launched today, 3 hours ago. So
yes, no, it's one of those things where like we have a Tuesday stream that is dedicated to support help, where like support agents are there and tackling things. I absolutely will do the same stuff here, but if we have somebody to interview and talk to about the product, it's more focused on people who use the product every day, not necessarily newer users. So yeah, we will get to it, though. I will help out with that. Go ahead and flash that QR code or scan the QR code if you need to chat in while we're doing this. If you're in a rush to get some help, that will be much faster. Cool. Let me actually get the demo ready to go here. I got sidetracked. Cool, sharing a tab now. All right, and we have a better view that has our images in it, I think. Do we not? We're gonna go with this one for now. Okay, we'll just be off screen for now. Okay, go ahead and walk me through what we need to do here to add some newfangled captions.
Yeah, so these are the new captions. You can scroll through. The old ones, if you scroll down, are still at the bottom, so they haven't been taken away, but you can tell that we really upgraded the look and feel of them. So now you're getting into the old ones, and so we tried to add a lot more variety in terms of professionalism, fun, like more targeted for social media, and then different types of animation styles. So we added a whole bunch of new text animations as part of getting these new designs in. And so, hopefully, especially for Lala Bella Beauty, this is stuff that, will make your short form videos pop a bit more. I have a couple personal favorites.
Sure. Yeah, let's take a look at one.
I really like Shrikhand, personally.
Shrikhand.
I know it can be a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
Tell me more about why you like this one. I'm curious.
It's fun, and I'm kind of a maximalist. And if any of you guys use our layout packs, it's kind of inspired by Miami Dragon Fruit, that layout pack.
Right.
We got inspiration from a bunch of different places. Obviously, a lot of scrolling TikTok and Instagram and YouTube to see what else was out there, but also we wanted to put our own spin on it so that you could get captions here that you can't get anywhere else. And then my other one is, I think, big boulders, big shoulders, just because purple's my favorite color. So I just feel happy.
Big boulders.
It's shoulders. Yeah,
Big
big shoulders.
shoulders. There we go. I was like, Colorado?
Yeah.
Here we go. Cool. And we can even have a couple on screen to do a little compare and contrast of what these
Yeah.
look like.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then we also have the new filtering. Yeah, so you can move between the different styles to show what's there.
So let's see. We've got styles basic, bold, fun, trend, and legacy. Anything to add to any of these? These all seem fairly straightforward to me.
Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. And then we gave a makeover to the properties panel so that if you need to customize the captions, yeah, so you can see the base active future word, and it's just easier to make the customizations here.
Very cool. So, and you can just go through and just customize everything if you don't like the default font. Of course, you know, probably not a lot of users using the side justified captions, but you can do it. Probably no specifically new settings here. Is that right?
So actually with visual effects, if you click plus on the visual effects part.
Why is my brain not seeing it?
Scroll down under active word.
Active word. Oh, yeah. Okay, got it.
No, under active word is future words, and under future word is visual effects.
Okay. Yes, my brain works. Here we go. Cool. Okay, so this is applying our normal visual effects to captions layer, which was not an option before, correct?
Actually, the thing I wanted to show you was the new text, the new text animations panel.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's see where. I have to navigate it in mine because I'm.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, take your time. And we can always switch shares if that's an easier way to do it. But let me know. You can probably steer me in the right direction.
Yeah. So let's see properties.
There's line animation. Is that?
Yeah, it's the line animation.
Got it. Okay, great. So this is a list of animations we've got on screen now: blur, spin, wipe, appear, fade, reveal, scale, and then custom. So this could be for like zooms, pans, moving the text across the screen, stuff like that. So this is cool. Yeah, I love this. Let's see.
Okay, it's probably a rollout issue where different pieces haven't rolled out at time, but
yeah,
it should be a drawer. And then there's 10 new ones that we've added.
Yeah, so we have this part. This right now I'm in like just so for folks who are watching for context, I'm in our sort of staging testing ground. So this feature is rolling out as far as I know to users right now, and aspects of it might be loaded or not loaded for you. So if you look and the signifier, the main signifiers, you're going to see the new styles. If you don't see the new styles, it means it hasn't rolled out to you yet, and you should have it very soon, just not right this second. Cool. Anything else we want to talk about in terms of the new captions?
No, that's it for now.
Fantastic. Love to see those. Let's see if we've got anything in chat that we can take a look at. If not, we can just talk about other recent releases. Somebody tagged Kayla in Descript. Not sure what's going on there. Looks like we've got comedian Ray Money. He's a stand-up comedian and is a Descript subscriber looking for ways to stitch two cameras. This might be a good two birds with one stone situation. And you can also talk a little bit about how multicam applies to this scenario, and automatic multicam design applies to this scenario. So let's take a look at the original question that we had kind of put off for a second here. This was from Bill Nowicki, I believe. And this user is struggling to bring them into a sequence. So I've got some files, luckily, already in the project that we are looking at that we can sync together. So let me grab a couple of these. We've actually already got some sequence files in here. I'll show you how these are constructed, and that might help you understand. So I'm going to actually grab both of these files in the sequence. Looks like we've got Ashley and Marcelo's files here. So I'm going to treat these like they are files that you are bringing in from your desktop, and you'll see the steps that I take here. Great. So I've got the two files downloading. You probably won't see this part, but I'm going into my files folder and I'm literally highlighting both of these files and dragging them in. In fact, why don't I just give you my full screen so you can see that part as well. I usually share tabs just for audio purposes, but this will be easy enough. So I'll just place with second screen here, switch over. And then, yes, so from our files folder here, dropping these in together is going to just automatically start the process of combining these into a multi-track sequence. At that point, you can label your speakers if it's just the same person speaking throughout. And then there'll be this button here, combine into sequence. And then if you would like to keep them separate, you just hit this button here, all good. I'm going to hit combine into sequence. And then what this is going to do is set up a basic multicam for me. And then from here, a feature that Sherry is currently working on is automatic multicam, which requires video with multiple speakers in the script. That's interesting. This is a video with multiple speakers in the script. We'll have to take a look at that in just a second. Uh-oh, we don't want that Inception view. We'll get rid of that for our viewers in just a second. Sherry, any thoughts about why I cannot automatic multicam this right now? Have I lost my mind?
Let's see. It is a sequence and everything.
It is a sequence. Could just be that I'm in staging, and let's try a new composition. Maybe it just didn't catch it. Let's try this one. Okay. Interesting. Well, maybe I will just file a bug report here. Normally, you would have the option to set this up as an automatic multicam. What this is going to do is just take each of the speakers and switch them automatically based on whether or not they're currently speaking. I think I've discovered the problem is that Ashley's track doesn't have transcription. That's why I'm not seeing it. My bad. Let's try the original file here, then we'll actually be able to see it. Nope, same one. See if this one works. Okay, these all have the same problem. We're going to make one with two Marcellos because that's the fun way to do this. Then new track, and I'm just doing this so I can get into automatic multicam so you can actually see it. There you go. Great. Go. All right. 3 Marcellos now. But here you go, automatic multicam. If this were three separate people, what this would do is choose a frequency of cutaways for you for these multicam angles. So you can set occasional, frequent, and none. I believe the difference in these is about, this is like 5 to 10 seconds, and then this is about 30 seconds. And then you can actually load in and assign the camera angles here. And we do have some plans to upgrade this feature in the near future, but TBD on when that will be. I know I reached out to some folks in the community about doing some testing. So when we're ready to do that again, we will let you know. Cool, I'm gonna stop this Inception screen share. Thank you for the question, Bill. Let's take a look. Can we take a look at the most recent updates to avatar workflows? We sure can. Yes, Sherry is going to be leaving us soon. If there are any last minute questions for somebody on the product team, get them out now. We'll give her about 30 seconds and then she will be departing for the day. But thank you so much for joining us. It's always exciting to have people from the product team here to share their expertise. There are, let's see, I was just going to see if there's any other random features that we could talk about before you dip. But no, it looks like mostly captions are the big new one. Also, we just, one of my favorite reasons to work with Sherry here, just so folks know, Sherry loves to bring in people from all across the team to test new and upcoming features and get our expertise on them. And I think it results in really, really wonderful work. So we're always super excited to talk to Sherry. One question did come in, so let's get to it. We did answer this at the top, but let's
but I'm happy to
reestablish.
repeat.
Yes.
Yeah, so I work on everything related to visual editing. So everything that makes your video look pretty. So whether it's everything on the canvas in the editor. If you think about the Descript editor having three parts, there's the script and then the canvas and then the timeline. I work on the canvas and the timeline. So if you have trouble there, that is me. If you love it, that's also me. And everything in the side pane with elements, stock media, layouts, captions, all the visual things.
Yes. So we just talked about the updates to captions. That was all features that Sherry was working on and is excited to deploy today. So again, go take a look. You should have them now. If not, they should be deploying to you in the very near future. Any parting thoughts for our users? Anything you want them to know about the future of the product? Anything you're working on that you're excited to hint at or mention?
Yeah, we're not stopping at captions. We've launched today and we've moved over to working on kinetic type. So you've probably seen that in these videos, you know, those intros where the text is animating in or that emphasis moment. But it's the kind of thing that's hard to do today. You can do it in Descript. It just takes a lot of moving of text layers. And we're just going to make it a lot easier to do. And then we also just have had a lot of feedback that it's really hard to make layout packs. And so we're working on generative layouts there so that you can input a bunch of, you know, whether it's a PDF or screenshots or whatever it is, and then you know, pop out a layout pack with whatever prompts or directions you want to give it. Yeah.
Are any of those changes going to affect the current like manual layout editor, or is the plan to start with the generative layout and then work backwards?
The plan is to improve the whole thing.
Got it.
It'll come in stages, but you know,
Sure.
that layout pack editor, for those of you that have dared to dive into it, that is a part of the product that is in need of some love.
Yes.
So we're finally putting time in that space.
Well, I'm thrilled to see those changes. Once again, Sherry, thank you so much for joining us. We'll continue the community stream without the grace of your presence, but it was so nice of you to join us today.
All right.
Bye-bye. Cool. I don't know if I have to hit a button to kick you out. I think you just close the tab.
Okay.
Here we go. Remove. Gone. Okay, and now it's just us, and I can tell you the truth. No, I'm kidding. Sherry's amazing. I was not kidding about anything I was saying in terms of like working with her on product. Hey, can you, Ward, what's this? Oh, what's that mean? I don't know if I know what this means. I know what the word means, I think. Yes, same forwards. Oh no, phonetically mimics something. Oh, is this like a transcription request? Tell me a little bit more about what you mean, please. I think that's maybe what you mean. Cool. And we had a question from Lala. Please demo that landscape video into YouTube Shorts format with new captions. That's an interesting question. I think I can answer it. If there's anything you want to clarify in that question, please go ahead. Otherwise, I'm just going to start working through how I interpret it. And then let me get you a tab share. And also, I'm going to figure out how to get myself back on screen because I would like to be in the scene that we're working on. Let's see, here we go. Not that one, not that one. That one, that one. There we go. Perfect. Cool. So let's take a look at captions and layouts here. So here is a video, horizontal landscape. So first step here is, depending on how you want to approach this, whether you're going to use an AI tool to create your clips. So one of these guys down here. Let's see, is it repurpose? Yes, the repurpose section, create clips, create highlight reel, find highlights. This is one way to get your clips. If not, and you're going to do it manually, so let's say I want this section here to be a YouTube short. I would go and duplicate this to a new composition, or maybe I already have like a clips bin that I'm going to be using. So this is going over to my new composition. Not sure where that came from. Probably part of the scene that I was not aware of. And I'm going to switch this to portrait. So if we're going to YouTube Shorts, there is a likelihood that we want to be vertical. In fact, a guarantee that we want to be vertical. So I'm just actually going to manually adjust the video as such, and then recenter it. There we go. And then you can do stuff like this to also work on your centering. Another option would be to shrink this wise first and then expand this wise. Or you can grab the corners, whatever you need to do. I'm going to go with just the quick and dirty, make it vertical version and get him nice and centered. Here we go. Go ahead and hit done. And then for captions, I'm just going to use one of the new captions that we have. Fantastic. Great, great, great. If anybody's in chat asking questions, just know that I will get to them as soon as I can. Here we go. Here's our caption.
Warning, please, before you record,
got the tab muted,
do a
so you
sound
won't hear
test.
anything at the
Make
moment.
sure that the audio is coming
I would
in
say
properly,
maybe I don't
and
love
that you
this
can hear
caption
yourself upon playback.
for YouTube
There's
Shorts.
nothing worse than going through
I'm gonna
whole
try a
educational
bigger-
video or screen
just use
recording
bigger text
and realizing
to see how
your
that
microphone
works.
wasn't turned on. That's happened to
Not
me
bad.
when I started recording this video.
Probably would want something a little bit different or more considered
Warning,
than this. And maybe
please,
we'll take
before
a
you
deeper dive
record,
if we don't
do
have
a sound
ton of
test.
questions.
Make sure that the audio is
but
coming in
here we
properly
are. So
and
this
that you can
is,
hear yourself
about
upon
3
playback.
steps removed.
There's nothing
from,
worse than going
just
through
the basic
whole
start of this
educational
project.
video or screen recording and realizing your microphone wasn't turned on.
Took me about 30
happened to
seconds
me.
to whip this up. If I'm satisfied from here, I can just go straight to YouTube and just export directly. Or I can export to a Descript web link first. Just so you know, anytime you export to YouTube, it will create this link anyway. So this is a great way to test your media before you ship it off to YouTube, because that can sometimes you can get surprised by things. So I believe there's a bug with this thumbnail editor. Let's see. Not sure if it's yes. Yeah, it's for some vertical video, it's showing a thumbnail. This thumbnail is not accurate, so we have reported that bug, so you know. Cool. Does that answer the question, Lala? Please let me know. I think it does, but okay. Daniel asked this like 10 minutes ago, so I feel obligated to get to it. Let's take a look. Can we still take a look at the most recent? Okay, you asked again, that's why. Cool, recent updates to avatars. Let's take a look. In fact, we could just do it in here, but I kind of like to start with a more random bit of text. So plain, I'm just searching for HMF for major general lyrics. Here we go. This is my default working text for any scenario where I need just something in my project. Warning: I'm the very model of a modern major general. Here we go. All right, so let's say I'm in the mood for an avatar at this point in time. Probably the first thing I'm going to do is add a speaker label of some kind, either a stock voice or one that I've trained. I'm going to go ahead and choose a stock voice currently. If this is part of what you were asking about, there is a brand new menu for stock voices. We have basically the entire 11 Labs voice library at our disposal now. It's searchable. There's tons and tons and tons of voices. You'll never get to the bottom of them. They have all sorts of accents and things along those lines. I think I'm going to want Maxwell for today's job. I'm going to go ahead and choose him. You can listen also. Maybe I can even unmute the site and you can hear it.
The pursuit of knowledge is a lifelong endeavor, one I embrace with unwavering enthusiasm.
Yes. So there you go. There's Maxwell. I think he's
pursuit
going to do beautifully on this modern major general here. So I've chosen the speaker. Great. And now in the speaker menu, I can assign an avatar to Maxwell. And then this will cover any areas that we have speaker text for Maxwell. I don't like any of my choices here at the moment. I'm going to create a custom avatar and I'm going to ask it to use a reference point. This is a real person. They're definitely like not with us anymore, but I'm going to, try and skirt around the rules here a little bit and use this picture of a modern Major General I found. Yeah, I'm ignoring that. This is a very, very old image, so hopefully not doing anything crazy. Let's see. Make him a modern Major General. Here we go. So I'm creating a custom avatar here. You could have just selected one of the stock avatars. That would have been fine. But just for funsies, I'm gonna make one and see how it does. If it doesn't do that great, we will move along. Usually you want like pictures that are formatted as sort of like a profile, so shoulders up. But we can work with just about anything you throw at us. So if this takes too long to load, because we're generating an image, it can take time, I will just skip ahead and use a stock one. But we like to have fun here. So great. And I am keeping an eye on things. I will get to questions that come through. Here we go. We're getting some pretty cool ones. That's very modern. I like this one. This is a good one. We hit it. And so now the avatar is assigned. And then the actual generating of the avatar will take some time. So once we're kind of dialed in with our text, we don't want to, because it's an expensive process, we don't want to just run it without you being sure that you're ready. But I am. So I'm going to go ahead and hit generate. We're going to go ahead and use a fancy model here, spend some coinage. And then we're just going to wait. This is going to take some time. So in the meantime, I will take some questions. Here we go. Thanks for the question, Daniel. Let me know if you are satisfied and if you have any other follow-ups. How can I take a sound bite and then create a zoom out text on the screen, moving graphics? Interesting. I think we can handle all of that. So let me, sometimes it comes down to just interpreting the question, but I believe I can. Here we go. Go to projects. Sorry. How to take a soundbite. Yes, that's what we're doing. So if I have that's why, because I keep going back to the same one. Here we go. Different project, same content though. So let's say I've got a sound bite that I want to caption and then add some animations to. So we'll use the same example we used before, this warning paragraph. I'm going to duplicate it to a new composition. I'm going to open that composition. I'm going to go ahead and add a caption. And then we were actually just talking about this with our product manager, Sherry. Here we go. So there's a bunch of different options for the actual animation itself. For this scenario, I would assume you're probably going to want to go custom because you mentioned zooming out. And then let's see, here we have our keyframes here. So this is the starting keyframe. Here's the ending keyframe. In order to create a custom animation, the starting keyframe and the ending keyframe have to have different values. So you can see right now they have the same values. When I click back and forth, they have the same properties on the right-hand side here. Looks like I might be frozen somewhere. So okay, here we go. Go back to properties. Make sure I'm in the right place. Custom. Here we go. Okay, so on the second set, if you're trying to zoom, you might either be choosing different parameters or just expanding the box. Let's see. So you can move the box, I think. Yeah, so the actual zoom level is kind of irrelevant here. Let's see. I might have to check in and see if Sherry has a plan for this specific scenario, which is actually zooming in and out of the text itself. Let me see if I can actually affect this. Doesn't look like. So another option is to not use text. If you use or not use captions, you could use like a text layer of some kind. So let's choose one of these and then look at what we can do. Yeah, so this I think has a similar issue where we can only really adjust font size and then not between the two, but we can adjust the size and position of the text. So this would be what you can do with custom animations now. I'll leave a note with Sherry and see if there are any plans for adding a zoom in on text type feature. One workaround would be to have some static text that is an image file and zoom in or out on that. Cool. Let's see, going through questions as I see them. While I'm doing that, I'm just going to flash on screen. Join us on Discord. This is a community live stream for members of the Descript community. So great place to ask questions, leave feedback, and just chat about the product if you would like to. And we're on Discord. I'll flash the Reddit QR code in a little bit. Cool. Moving on to the next question. Can you show the manual steps to reformat the size from landscape to vertical without using AI credits? Of course. So it's very, very simple. In fact, I would recommend never using AI credits for this. It would be a waste of your AI credits. So in any composition, including this clips composition we made earlier, I'm clicking into this button here right above the scene editor canvas. And you can just go straight to portrait like this and then resize the video manually like so. You could also use the sidebar to resize the video if you would prefer. I like to use my mouse. So one more time, we'll show that step by step. Almost, there we go. So this button here, portrait, square for Instagram, other if you have like a custom resolution you're trying to fit. And then we've got these three buttons for quick access if you need to do like a quick contrast and compare. And then from here, you just want to resize things to the appropriate dimensions that you need. Cool, 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 cool. And just, Lala, if you missed any of that, feel free. The video on demand will be available after this. Can we do image audio lip sync with Hedra or Veed? Not at the moment. We do not have Hedra or Veed available as avatar models at the moment. There might be other ways you can do that because we have other video generative options. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, so here's our video gen options for the moment. Veed's not one of them, or sorry, that's image. Yeah, we've got VO3, but not Veed. So yeah, not at the moment. You can generate video and then like try and sync the audio manually. That might be a little bit difficult. Most of these models, or the newer ones at least, have audio generation as well. So up to you. Who is this guy on screen? This is some jerk. No, that's Marcelo. We love Marcelo. He's if you have been in our community for any length of time, you have seen or heard from Mr. Marcelo, some jerk that I know. Okay, do I need to be on a more expensive plan to be able to do image audio lip sync of an actual person versus AI generated? It's interesting. No, that sounds cheaper. But I don't really know what you mean. I think because we don't have like a lip sync tool, right? Like we don't have a sync this random audio to this other video tool that I'm aware of. I could think of some workarounds. I could think of some ways you could make it work. But I am not totally sure what kind of workflow you had in mind. That said, so like, let's say I want to replace this audio with something else, like it could be AI speech or it could be completely different audio. Easy enough to do, right? All I have to do is mute and then add a new audio file, whatever that might be, whether it's someone else talking or music or whatever the case. You can overlay that with the existing audio of this file. And then syncing it, I think that would be, for my money, that would be a manual process. So you could outsource this to Underlord. You could say, hey, take this audio file and sync it visually, lip sync it to this video file, right? That's a thing you could do. That's going to be really expensive because interpreting media is just about the most expensive thing you can task AI with. AI started its development as a word completion tool, essentially. It is trying to predict the most likely next thing to happen and then get you a good result based on aggregate information, right? So when you're trying to interpret video, it is a lot more intensive in terms of like actually looking through pixels, and it is not always precise in the timing yet. In the near future, we have what's called like multimodal media understanding that should make this both faster, cheaper, and more accurate. But just, caution, we're talking about a feature that's in beta. So I would say your best bet is to do this manually. If you're trying to do something like change the language with lip sync, that's actually quite easy in comparison. So if I wanted to actually translate this into another language and lip sync it, that is easy and supported, no problem at all. So we just have this dub speech option. We've got the voices we can use, and then there are, we'll show you which languages that's an option for currently. Hopefully this list will just continue to expand, but that's how you do it. Yes. Yeah, so Marcelo's been clarifying Daniel's question in the comments here. You can absolutely take an existing picture and just turn it into avatarify it. That's totally something you can do. So let me just show that real quick. I actually did it already on this call, but just for... So yeah, you just pick an image from your computer, and it's going to do its best to animate that. Let's see here. Let's see. And I'm just going to, because it does have to generate a new image to build the avatar off of. That's how it knows what to connect to animate the thing. But yeah, Marcelo, if you're talking about something else, feel free to correct me. I'm not always the arbiter of every feature. Do I just dub speeches English to generate the lip sync match? That is actually a viable workaround. Yes, you can do that. That is something that can be done. You can also take existing video and replace it with AI speech, and we'll do sort of an attempt to lip sync that, but it's not quite as good as just actually using the dub speech option here. So that is actually one of the workarounds that we can suggest. Yeah. Thank you, Marcelo. Cool. Let me just scroll back through, make sure I didn't miss anything. Marcelo, what the heck is going on in here? You brother, you're on screen. Yeah, you got to record a new burner video for us. I have been using Marcelo's test project for months and months, to the point where I just like reverted back to an older version of it so I could have a fresher result. But it's got a lot of useful stuff in it, so I like using it. If I have like a project I'm working on, I'll pull that up as well. Cool. We have about 15 minutes left. If we are good on questions and such, we can always wind down early, but I still see there's some folks watching. So let us know if you've got questions, concerns, comments, feedback. I do have a couple other just news items to share. We have a new model of Center Active Speaker in the works, hopefully coming out in the next few weeks. If you've ever tried to use this feature in the past, hopefully this is a massive improvement, but we're testing it right now. So I'll show you just like a quick and dirty example. So Center Active Speaker is anytime there is a single camera angle / audio track with more than one speaker on it, like a video file. This hunts down whoever that active speaker is and centers them on screen. In the past, we have had some not so great results with it. So we're testing a new version of it. So if you use it in the near future, you might see that new model, and hopefully we'll release those upgrades very soon. Not really relevant to probably anybody watching this, but if you have a really, really, really old free account, just a heads up that we are starting to go back into the logs of accounts that are inactive for very long periods of time, and letting them know that we might be closing this out. Those are all free accounts, by the way. None of those would be paid. So probably not something you have to worry about, but you will get an email if that's the case for you. Also working on some updates to, if you've ever used the sort of template system in Underlord, there's some new updates to the feedback you get when you set up your project. So when you type your first prompt, and it has like several commands, like, it's basically a getting started prompt. We'll bring up a kind of an outline of that plan in a menu. So maybe we can even take a look at another version of it here. So let's see. Yeah, so here's another entry point for the same thing. Let's try help me start a project. And then we'll get started here. Yeah, so you'll see that we start to ask these sorts of questions, and then when you get into the style section, you'll have more and more options. So hopefully coming soon. We have made some improvements to changing fonts. So in the past, when you had a text element, let me put a text element on screen so we have a reference point. In the past, changes that you made to this would take a kind of a minute or not a minute, but just a little bit of time to load in. And so we've just vastly increased the responsiveness of this box. So that's a nice little upgrade. We are now publicly listed on Zapier's connections. Let me see if I can even show that. Just go to Zapier. We're gonna get logged in. For those of you who don't know, Zapier is like a task management API, trigger management system. So you can basically set up little agents or workflows or things that run automatically based on different types of triggers. And let's see if we've got, click the wrong button. App connections, and let's see if we can find Descript. If we can't, they lied to me. Here we go. Descript account. So this one, let's see. I've got a button I can click to get right to it. There we go. I'll put this in the chat, this link, if you're interested in trying this out. See you later, Marcelo. Thanks for joining. Another question from Daniel while we're here. Is it more or less AI credit efficient to use the MCP? I'd say kind of no real difference there. If you use the MCP, you are doing literally everything through Underlord. So if you were going to do everything through Underlord anyway, then there's not really a major difference. If you are going to be doing manual editing, almost always that's going to be more credit efficient than using a chatbot to take the actions for you. So what I would say is your initial automations, whatever sort of tools you run to start, those are all going to work using the same amount of credits that they always would. And then if you're trying to save on credits, the best way to do that is to take manual actions instead of prompting. So yeah, that's hopefully covers that for you. Thanks for the question. Love to hear these useful questions for our audience. While we're getting into the wind down section, I'll go ahead and put up the Reddit QR code. If you're not already with us on Reddit, we have a lot of fun there. It's easily one of the better channels for me personally, because I tend to think in essay format more than I think in any other style of typing, chat, whatever have you. So I love to be on Reddit, but I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. That's why we've got multiple options. Wherever you like to find us, come and do so. Cool. All right. Is there any risk of sharing a published video to Descript URL. I just need a secondary video hosting platform. Let's get this on screen. Is there any risk of sharing a published video to Descript using the web link option? I just need a secondary video hosting platform to share private videos to multiple people via a newsletter platform. Yeah, so I mean, there's technically risk with everything you do on the internet, but to put your mind at ease, we do have security features here. So going back into our favorite project in the world, if I export this to a Descript web link, I've got several different security options here. So I can make the link public. That would mean that it actually could show up in a Google search. You probably don't want that. Next step is drive access required. This could mean that you have non-paid users, right? This could be just viewer members on your drive who are allowed to view projects but not allowed to edit them. So this is one way to keep security pretty tight, and would probably recommend that for your use case. The next step down from there is anyone with the link. This is relatively secure in the sense that it's highly unlikely for a vast majority of content to be stolen in this specific manner or at all. So I would say this is relatively secure, but definitely not as secure as drive access required, and then certainly nowhere near as secure as project access required. And you can add non-Descript users to your projects. They will become Descript users. They will be free users if they would like to remain free users. Or if they already have a Descript account, you can just invite them. So like here's an example of me inviting myself. You can have my personal email. I don't mind. Just don't send me anything too strange or not strange enough. So you'll see I'm immediately added as an editor to this project. And I have what are called collaborator permissions. So I can now, if I were to log in with that email, I could edit and take all sorts of actions. I can't use any balances. So I can't add media and I can't use AI credits on your behalf, but I can do everything else. You can also set people to just comment, which means they can leave comments on the project. And then when you do your export, they would have project access and therefore be able to view the share page. For my money, I think the share page is pretty dang secure compared to, posting it on like an unlisted YouTube, stuff like that. It works great for my purposes when I need to use it, and definitely haven't seen really any examples of people running into real security or legal issues through the system. Can people go in and edit the videos? Yes, so you can add collaborator members. Let's go back to the project tab. That's kind of what I was voicing over. So if you have people who are not paid editors on your drive, you can add people as collaborators to individual projects. This is fairly limited. I do want to say, like, whoever comes in to edit your project, they can't use any of this AI tool stuff because they can't draw down your balance. They can't use your AI credit balance. They also cannot add any new media to the project files folder because that would use your media minutes balance. So those are the two major issues, right? Otherwise, yes, you can totally invite whoever you want to come and edit your project, but they would be limited to making manual edits, if that makes sense. Applying layouts, et cetera, making cuts, all this stuff will work, just not like Regenerate wouldn't work. So that's the rule set you need to know. If you have somebody that you are going to have as like a permanent collaborator, I would say just go ahead and get them signed up for an account. You can go in and edit your drive members. Let me go to a drive that I actually own, and then add members here. Just to be extremely clear, when you invite editor members to your drive, that is a full paid subscription, and that gets them the entire balance. So if you add 3 editors, that triples your media balance, triples your AI credit balance. If you add 1 member, it doubles your AI credit balance, and it's just a pool of shared resources. But because you're paying for a subscription, you get the full benefits of that subscription. Any of your editor members can do anything that you can do aside from like admin stuff, which you can also control if you're an enterprise user. Cool. I think that was the last question we had. About 5 minutes left here. If you're still with us, feel free to ask any last minute questions. Otherwise, I'll start the wrap up process. Not much of a process. I just share links and go, okay, I'm leaving now, goodbye. But I'm not leaving yet. Join us on Discord. Join us on Reddit. Scan these QR codes. I will be in those channels frequently, helping users out, processing feedback, posting announcements when relevant, all sorts of stuff. Don't come and be weird. Just come and be cool. Or be weird. Actually, like, weird's fine. Just don't do it in like a self-promotion kind of way. You know, if you're, you can, I like weird folks to show up. Just be like weird in a normal way. I'm going to get that on a t-shirt. Cool. All right. I'm not seeing any new cues. Thanks so much for joining us today. I'll go ahead and start wrapping things up. Just a special shout out to Sherry for joining us and talking to us a little bit about her work and what she's been working on. Thank you to everybody in the comments, Daniel, Lala, Ward, for asking such great questions, prompting such good discussions. We will be back next week. I might not be back next week, but I believe the stream will go on without me while I take care of some life stuff. So see you next week or not. I'll see you the week after, if not. Okay, goodbye. We've been the Descript Community Office Hours. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Let me hit some music. I always like to have some music as we go out. Yeah, let's see. Okay, bye everyone.